Sangavadakramapanishadai Gayandiyam Samagaha Dhyanavastidadgatena manasa Vashyantiyam yoginaha Yasyantam navidasura suraganaha Devaya tasmai namaha. Okay. We read verse number 26, please. Yato yato nishcharati Manassancharamassthiram Tatastato niyamyaitate Atmanyeva vasham nayed Prashantamanasam yenam Yoginam sukhamuttamam Upaiti shantarajasam Brahmabhutamakalmasham Yanjanevam sadatmanam Yogi vigata kalmasah Sukhena brahma sansparsham Atyantam sukhamasnute Yunjannevam sadatmanam Yogi vigata kalmasah Sukhena brahma sansparsham Atyantam sukhamasnute. So as we see here in this 6th chapter, this meditation, see how step by step Bhagavan Krishna has been describing this so that the person can be effortlessly with himself. As you listen, the understanding and listening must be simultaneous. In case of objective knowledge, the information about the place and the knowledge about the place need not be simultaneous. Most of the time cannot be simultaneous. We are talking about a solar eclipse. We are reading in a book, seeing the picture, but you have to wait once in a while for a solar eclipse. Full solar eclipse, once in so many years. You are reading about South Pole, North Pole, Himalayas, Swiss Alps. You may never see it in life. Today you read it in your 4th standard, 5th standard. You may or may not visit that place in your life. And if you don't visit, the world is not going to collapse. Whereas, in case of self-knowledge, when you are listening about who you are, the listening and the comprehension, understanding, has to be simultaneous, because who you are and what you are listening to, both are present at this moment at once, right here and now. That is why the teaching, the tradition is so important, so beautiful. as you listen to the teacher, that is why if the teacher becomes a pramana, like a shastra as a pramana, as a means of knowledge, he reveals the truth, doesn't produce the truth. Reveals the truth about yourself, who you are. At this moment, because of the ignorance, I have taken myself to be all that I have. Who I am is lost in all that I have. Simple explanation. Who I am is lost in what I have. I have a body, but I think I am the body. I have some riches or poverty, lack of it, poverty, but I consider myself rich or poor. I have a sense organ maybe which is defective. Eyes may be able to see, may not be able to see. The eyes cannot see, I see, I am blind. The ears cannot hear, I think I am deaf. Or if they can see, oh, I am very sharp, eyesight, sharp listening capacity. Depending on the thoughts that you have, you take yourself to be. Please see the simplicity of this wisdom. That is where the confusion begins. And I feel fear, as we saw. Fear. And mind, ashanta. Ashanta manasa and a V, fear. There is total dissipation. Fear of loss, fear of death. Always miserable. Whereas when you see yourself who you are, prashanta manasa vigatavi, brahmachari vratestita, free from the duality. You are no more in the hold of the duality. There is total fear is gone, because no more I am dying with the body. The nature of the body is asti, jayat, it is, born, growing, metamorphosed, disease, decaying, dying away. The nature of the body. Previously I was dragging everything it onto myself. Now I know. These are the changing nature of the body, not me. That is why Bhagavan said yoga, just 2-3 verses before we saw. Tam vidyat dukkha samyoga viyoga yoga sangitam. Hey Arjuna, sa nischayena yuktavyam. This yoga must be nischayena, with all definiteness, with all conviction. May you follow it in life. That at this moment, because of your ignorance, you have associated yourself with the sorrow. Not knowing who you are taking yourself to be all that you have. Wedded to the ignorance, wedded to the limitation, you feel overwhelmed, affected, miserable. Know yourself so that the limitation of the body will not go, but you are no more identifying with the limitation. Understand that point, okay? It is so important. Limitation of the body will never go. Body will be body. Are you getting that, please? Maintain the body. That is yours. Maintain the sense organs. That is yours. But the limitations will not go away. Memories will be there. If you get angry with the memories and memories disappear, what will happen? In the name of wisdom, you are angry with the memories. And suppose it so happens your memories disappear. What will happen? You will be peaceful? You will be mad. Like in a deep sleep state, all your memory is gone. You become enlightened. Understand? It's a wrong conclusion, like a drunkard. A drunkard, one day, what he did, he goes to a place, and experiments. He takes whiskey and water, mixes of both, whiskey and water, gets drunk. Then he mixes up rum and water, again gets drunk. He mixes up brandy and water, again drunk. Mixes of gin and water, again drunk. Then concludes, water is very intoxicating. Now why are you laughing? You do the same thing. Anger, that man, very upsetting. Anger, that fellow, very upsetting. Anger, this person, very upsetting. Then what do you say? That person is responsible for anger. Hey, you have anger. How many people recognize this? No, you must see it. It's a joke, but it gives you the truth. You are angry. You are restless. You are jealous. But what do you do? Swamiji, everybody makes me angry. Everybody makes you angry? Anger is in you. Everybody makes me disturbed. You are jealous. Wrong conclusion. If you know yourself, limitations of the body is glory. Imagine the body never changes. What type of life it will be? And if you say body should not change, it should not last, it should not start when you are 30-year-old. It will start with the baby. The day you are born, the changing is starting. What? The day you are born, the day you are conceived. If the changes do not take place, will you be born getting out of mother's womb? It should change. It should change. Body should change. Body must grow old. Sense organs must grow old. Thoughts must change. But you are the changeless. Prashanta manas. Dukkha samyoga viyoga. You dissociate yourself from the association with sorrow. Having given it, he gives you the method slowly. How is a sanai shanai uparamet buddhya dhruti gruhitaya. Please do it. Consciously, as you sit down, not only you see it, as you listen, because you are here and the subject matter is about you. But also, after the class, after you listen, as you listen, Shravana, Manana, Nitidhyasana, all the three are simultaneous. You are listening to Shravana. When you are nodding your head, Manana. A little gap I am giving, you understand? Nitidhyasana, as you are with the subject. As you are listening, effective teaching means continuous, instantaneous, Shravana, Manana, Nitidhyasana. But the credit goes to the teacher, not to the student. Because the teacher is capable of arresting the mind, conveying the message. Now you see the truth. That's why in the class, the teacher, students will feel, yeah, that's very easy. Okay, after the class? Oh, why? Because you should be able to do the same thing by yourself. Tasmat, that one. Shanai shanai uparamed. Slowly, consciously withdraw yourself. Buddhya dhruti gruhitaya, with a tremendous patience. From the outside world, what you are withdrawing? Your identification. You are not negating the world, not dismissing the world, not dismissing the body, but you are withdrawing your identity with what you should not identify and taking it to yourself where you must be. Beautiful language. Is it difficult? Think, is it difficult? Because your ignorance has become such a habit, people can't make it out. Just like again drunkenness, just like drunkards, addicts. Identification is very habitual. Are you getting that point, please? Habitual. That is why people jump into it. Like the person was drunk and he was taken into the judge, into the high court, to the court. And the judge asked, "Sir, you are a You are charged with habitual drinking. What is your explanation? Sir, habitual thirst. You are charged with habitual drinking. Why? Habitual thirst. What can you? Like that. You are charged with habitual identification. Why? Habitual ignorance. Drunk. Average person is drunk. Then you get into trouble. But don't kill yourself for that. That is how a person should be. Ignorance is not our choice. Are you getting that point? That is why don't hate people for ignorance. As a fellow is ignorant, then what? He should be enlightened or what? That is how everybody begins. This is your comes your compassion, your acceptance. Why? Because you look at yourself. Did you begin with ignorance or enlightenment? If you are really awake, you will not hate ignorance. Why? You know that is how you began. And everybody begins with that. People are where you were. And they shall be where you are. What is your big deal? Can you pass on nicely? And the person should be interested. He should be interested in withdrawing from the identity. Trouble comes when you fall in love with the identity. Such a wonderful post, how can I get out of it? That's a different thing. Such a lovely identity, so much of power, so much of position, so much of thrill is coming in from that, how can I give it up? That is where people get hooked into the identity. So much of sensation and you say there is no happiness in the object. He doesn't know. What can you do? Very beautifully Bhagavan says, no? Ehi sansparshaja bhogaha dukkha evana evati. E bhogaha sansparshaja. Those pleasures which are sansparshat jayate, caused by the sense object coming in touch with the sense organ. The dukkha evana, of sorrow. Looks like tremendous, intoxicating, indulging, total indulgence. But in reality, of sorrow. Because separation takes place. So the person must be convinced. Then he can dhruti gruhita buddhya withdraws. When he does it, when he thus comes back to himself, prashantamanasam yenam yoginam sukham uttamam. This yogi, uttamam sukham, atyantikam sukham, happiness never ending, gains in himself. Such a person, evam sada yunjan atmanam yogi bigata kalmasa. Thus a yogi, evam sada yunjan. You don't have to tell him again and again you be with yourself. Is it necessary to tell again and again I am being happy with myself? Nobody need to tell you. You go back again and again. Just like the cat going back to the kitchen for the milk. He knows in that pot there is milk. You can ask him, you have to get out. Again, he comes back. You take the child away from the chocolate box. Again, he goes back. Does the child need goading? You must go to chocolate box. Is it? He has seen there once, so as you look that side, again he comes back. How does the mosquito come to bite you? Again and again he comes back. Because that's his object of pleasure. You are there sitting down, so the mosquito comes back. See that example? Or you don't feel it comfortable. Eh? That is how it is. Again and again. Why the dogs come back again and again here? Because babies are moving, peacock babies, so Why the wild cat was visiting? Because peacocks are there. That is their pleasure. Eat. Again and again coming back. All the wild pigs were coming to our ashram. Groundnuts. Every night, morning when you go there, one groundnut area is full of eaten up. Why? Why are they coming back again? To get punished? Right? And then one day you put one electric wire and they get a shock of their life. Never again. Why? Dukkham. Once they get it, they go back. But human beings are not like that. Human beings, they will get dukkham. A relationship, there is dukkha. Worse than electric wire. In a personal relationship, not electrocuted, personicuted. You are totally destroyed in relationship. But next, again, I think there was something. Go back. Until you are burnt and killed and dead, the person goes back. Human beings, idiots. What? Well, in individuality is there. So as even the moment you see that pleasure, the tiger sees the goat tied down to a tree plant. How do they kill the tiger? The bait is there on the tree, tied. The sees that goat, comes back again, as though goes away, but comes back again. Then, shot. Wherever there is pleasure, your mind returns. If you find happiness in yourself, is it necessary for the teacher on the scripture to goad you? Be yourself, close your eyes. Whenever you find a little time, that's so interesting. Why? It gives you freedom. Why you don't do that? If closing the eyes is boring, will you close the eyes? Out. Why? It's boring. If your home is a boring place, you will be always outside in the market. If your home is a boring place, you are always out in the market. But the home is beautiful. Permanently door is closed. It doesn't matter. Why should I go out? For what? Essentially, whatever necessary for essential thing, go, come back. Same thing also yourself. You are evam satatam unjan, beautiful language. Evam satatam unjan, again and again, reveling, abiding in himself. Yogi, more and more you do it, vigata kalmasa. The impurities go away. Impurities means what? This wrong association disappears. More and more you see happiness in yourself. More and more you are at rest with yourself. The conclusion that this object makes me happy, this person gives me security, that person gives me happiness, that object gives me security, those ideas disappear. Persons don't disappear, objects don't disappear. But your perception of security, your perception of happiness in the object or person disappears. Vigata kalmasa. So your conclusions change. Objects don't change. Things don't change. But what happens in life? Average person, instead of changing his conclusions, he changes food. Previously I was non-vegetarian, now I am a vegetarian. Previously I was putting red cloth, color clothes, now only white cloth or green cloth or yellow cloth, agar cloth. Previously I was having all different photos in the room, now it's gods hanging. Previously everybody I was telling, hello sir, good morning, now it's a Om, and nothing but Om. You change everything except your conclusions. That is where the person is miserable. But vigata kalmasa, the more and more you abide in yourself, vigata kalmasa, such a person, sukhena, that language is amazing. Underline that second line. Sukhena brahma sasparsham lavate, as though you touch the Brahman. Brahma sasparsham lavate. Brahma sparsha, sparsha, touch. As though you touch the Brahman consciousness. Sukhena, anayasena, effortlessly, the person comes in touch with himself. Opening the eyes, effort. Seeing, effortless. Shanai shanai uparamet. Going from object to object, withdrawing from the outside world to the body, to the sense organs, to your thought. Looks like an effort. But being with yourself, effortless. Are you getting that point? Shifting your identity, there is an effort. But being with yourself, effortless. That is why you can effortlessly thereafter choose to identify with your roles and function through life. I am happy, but I live as a husband, as a wife, as a child, as a friend, as a man, as a woman. Seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, as you saw in 5th chapter. Pashyan, Shunvan, Sprusan, Jigran, Asnan, Gachan, Swapan, Swasan, Pralapan, Visrujan, Unmishan, Nimishan Napi, Nakinchit Karomi iti Yukta Mannida Tattvavit. Tattvavit, the one who knows the reality truth of himself, always aware. Nakinchit Karomi, I don't do anything. Seeing, hearing, tasting, touching. All perception takes place, but is not lost in the perception. All transaction takes place, but not lost in the transaction. Sukhena Brahma Sansparsham Atyantam Sukhamasnute. Hey Arjuna, such a person, Atyantam Sukhamasnute. Antam Atitya Vartade. Endless happiness. Inexhaustible. At all times, all places, all conditions, the person is at rest with himself. Never loses sight of himself. Atyantam Sukhamasnute. Why? Because there is no reason for it. As long as your happiness depends upon something, there shall be fear of loss. Body is growing old, happiness. Money is gone, business lost, people die. Something somewhere happens, you are miserable. Whereas there is no question of losing anything. Anything you want to lose, only little. Ignorance you lose, nothing else you lose. In knowledge, there is nothing to lose except your ignorance. And once you are happy with yourself, thereafter everything is fine. Sukhamatyandamasnude, having told this, now he gives you another dimension. Read it, we shall see. Sarvabhutasthamatmanam Sarvabhutani Chatmani Ikshate Yoga Yuktatma Sarvatra Samadarshana Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra Sarvam Jamai Pashyati Tasyaham na pranashyami Sachamena pranasyati Sarvabhutasthamatmanam Sarvabhutani Chatmani Ikshate Yoga Yuktatma Sarvatra Samadarshanaha Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra Sarvam Chamai Pashyati Tasyaham na pranashyami Sachamena pranasyati. Beautifully Shankara connects up idanim yogasya yad phalam brahmaikatva darshanam sarva sansara vicheda karanam darshayati. It's a beautiful line. Now yoga phala, when you know this, aware of yourself, this yoga, what is the result? What is the phala? Brahmatmaika darshanam, you see yourself in and through everything. What do you call it in the Sanskrit? Sarvatma bhava. Understand? Take that word, you write it down, I'll explain. That is the most beautiful part now, we'll see. Sarvatma bhava. Sarvasmin, sarveshu bhuteshu, atma buddhi. You see yourself in and through all the beings. The truth here, there, is everywhere. Most religions understand, including some of the New Age teachers as well as the old-timer also, they have one. When you say, oh, they all talk the same thing, because there is one idea. All of them, most of them can talk with common sense. What is that? Druk drishya viveka. Seer is not the seen, this is the logic. For most independent, so-called independent thinkers, any time you shall see speculative philosophy or the thinkers who do not take into account any books or ideas, or they don't read through anything, but they think they have developed a personal philosophy, it comes out of a very simple common sense. Druk drishya viveka. That is, seer is not the seen. If I can name it with due respect, who had been very well accepted for that was Krishnamurti, J. Krishnamurti. It was very good. Because he was using that, because he had read some of the books anyway, very effectively using that. Seer is not the seen. There is a difference between who you are and what you see, and that logic universally accepted. Everybody can take it, because ultimately that is the truth. The seer is not the seen. Jagad drishyam sariram drugeva. The creation is seen. The body is seer. Deha drishyam. Body is seen. Indriya drik. Eyes see. Indriya drishyam. The sense organs seen, perceived. Manah drishyam. The mind seen. The thoughts are seen. I, seer, listen carefully. I, seer. Bas. Who sees me? Nobody. Listen carefully. So, you are different from everything that is seen. Most people take it, accept it. But what happens, and so that is why, please see the fallout of it. The fallout of it is, if I go on naming now, people will feel offended, because religions also, most sensible religions also do that. If you name them, then you say, oh, this much. But one thing you shall see, the person or a person or a religion or a faith, which goes on talking this common sense, which is very good, but they will not accept Ishvara. God they cannot accept. Because this is solving the problem. I am the seer. There is nothing seen. And in that seer, happiness, everything is there. That is where the totality is not accepted. Everything is finished with the I. Understand the limitation. Who am I is different from all that I see. But who am I is everything. Sarvatma bhava is not there. Pruthak bhava is there. I am separate from everything, established. But I am everything is not established. That is why Ishvara is taken off. When the God is taken off, it becomes a totally dangerous lifestyle. Because then you become the God. Arrogance comes up unconsciously. And also, I am the seer. No, everybody is seer. What is so big deal about you? I know, I also know. Argument. Understand? Or the person sees always, I am the seer, I am the seer. What about your body? Then you have to give a materialistic explanation to the body. And they say, oh, body is, matter, it is going on, dying away. This is consciousness, this is matter, matter is lost. No. That this matter also is part of the total body. That is where Ishvara comes. When you bring in, when you see what is the Vedanta, the Upanishad, the beauty is, all that I am not, I withdraw from. Seer is not the seen. Druk-drusya viveka. Jagat Drishyam, Deham Druk, Deha Drusya, Indriya Druk, Indriya seen, mind Druk, Mana Drishyam, Aham Druk. Even the I thought is Drishyam. Who you are, Drugeva natu Drishyate. You are thus here which cannot be seen. And where is this? Not only here, Atma Upam, Sarvatu Bhutastham Atmanam. Sarva Bhutani cha Atmani Pasyanne. Such a person sees the truth here is truth everywhere. This is not an imagination. Listen carefully, very carefully. I must spend some time on this and you must see it. I will explain. Please see. Finding difficulty, ask me. Don't worry. How it is here is everywhere. Please see. Please touch the ground. Touch. Touch the ground. Huh? I said, please touch the ground. Separate from me. Okay? Because I am standing on the ground. This is ground. I am standing on the ground. So touch the ground. Ground. Touch the earth. What should you touch? The same ground is part of the whole earth. You don't have to raise your hand. Not only when you say the word earth, it includes the ground, it includes you, the toucher. Do you get that? Touch the earth. By touching the ground, you have touched not only whole earth, but also earth includes you. The moment you touch the ground, you don't have to expand. Already you are touching the earth everywhere. When you land on the earth, you may land on a point, but you land on the earth itself. Are you getting what I am trying to say? Do you understand that? You may land on a particular point in moon, but you have landed in the moon itself. When you touch the micro, you touch the macro. When you touch the drop, have you not touched the ocean? To touch the Bay of Bengal, should you swim all over the Bay of Bengal? To touch the Indian Ocean, shall you swim all over Indian Ocean? Touch it. You have touched the Indian Ocean. You are touching a drop, but you have touched the Indian Ocean. You just listen. You just touch the person. You touch my finger or you touch me. Just see that point everywhere in life. When you touch my finger, just bring your finger tip and touch my finger tip. Have you touching fingertip or me? This is macrocosm, Ishvara. Ishvara. Sarvatma bhava. So much sound, you come back to silence. When you come back to silence, now that silence, where is that? At once, everywhere. Is it necessary to expand the silence? There is a necessity to expand the sound. I am speaking now. This much you can hear. Switch off this one, front two people only hear. Switch it on, few 50 or 60 people can hear. But suppose you put it on the podcasting, telecasting, billions of people can hear. Expanding sound, you have to do something. Is there any machine to expanding silence, for expanding silence? At once, everywhere. Body needs to be expanded. Ideas expanded. Perceptions may be expanding. Consciousness. You touch yourself everywhere. So the truth here, truth there is truth everywhere. That becomes Sarvatma Bhava Ishvara. That's why the point is starting now. Very beautifully Krishna is introducing. Why? Next chapter after 10 verses, Ishvara will begin. The macrocosm will begin. So you are introduced to the macrocosmic dimension. Literally gliding into it. So beautiful. So far, I am this body, I am not this body. Ajo nitya saswatayam purana nahanyati hanyavane sarire. Even the body is destroyed, self is not destroyed. It is ajo nitya saswata, unborn, eternal, absolute. Pasyan, shunnan, sprishan, jigran, all this. Seeing, hearing, tasting, touching doesn't get affected. All individual. About yourself. Sanei, shanei, ruparamet. Atma sanstham mana krutva nakinchidapi chintayet. Being with yourself, don't even think of anything. Just to be. Brahma sansparsham labhate. Are you effortlessly abiding there? Yes. And that's something when you see Sarvabhutastham Atmanam. Atmanam Sarvabhutastham Pashyati. Sees himself in all the beings. Previously, what did he say? Atmanam Atmani Pashyanna Tushyati. Do you remember the statement? Atmanam Atmana Pashyanna Atmani Pashyanna Tushyati. Atmanam Atmani Pashyati. Sees himself in himself. Now he says, Atmanam Sarvabhutastham Pashyati. Himself not only here, they are everywhere. Sarvabhutastham Atmanam Pashyati. Atmanam Sarvabhutastham Pashyati. Sees himself everywhere. Tasmat Sarvabhutani Atmani Pashyati. Previously, Atmani Atmanam Pashyati. Now, Atmani Sarvabhutam Pashyati. Sarvabhutani Atmani Pashyati. Sees all the beings in himself. In consciousness, the whole universe expanding, existing. That is why your expansion is complete. And this is also Tantra. Tantra means Tanoti, Vyapnoti. That which gives you a pervasiveness. Tantra Shastra. Helps you to be Sarvam Shivamayam. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Sarvarupena Sanstita. Ama, Mother. Ya Devi, that Devi. Sarvabhuteshu Sarvarupena Sanstita. In all the beings, existing as all the beings. Where do I exist? Namastasya, 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 namo. To that my namaskar. I am helplessly swallowed. I don't exist away. Ishvara comes in. Or else, if you only drugdrishya, seer is not the seen, it is logical, but it will make you a godless person. That is why such people get so angry with God, tradition, this, that, book. Why are you angry with the books? The books will help you. Were you born without this, born with a book and the knowledge and the alphabet and everything? Why are you angry with anything? people become very angry, frustrated. Why? Godless reality. And when you say God, it is not a name with a form. It is the name for all forms, Ishvara. Sarvabhutani Atmani, Sarvatma Bhava. That is where comes the ultimate celebration of the wisdom. The truth here, there, everywhere. Sarvabhutani Atmani Pashyati. Like the drop recognizes, I am no more a drop, I am water. The drop recognizes, oh, I was thinking I am such a tiny little thing. I am the water. And then what does he see? Sarvabhutastamatmanam. The same water in every drop. Million miles away there is a ocean, there is a drop, that is also me. This ocean is so vast, every drop is me. Sarvabhutani cha atmani. And all the drops are in water. Right or wrong? And this water is in every drop. True. All the drops in this water. Yes. Ocean also. Yes. What? When you look at yourself, is a drop. In totality, ocean, Ishvara. You don't feel any time unprotected, left out. That is why next verse will say, Hey Arjuna, such a person, one who sees himself everywhere, everything in himself, that is like Yo Mam Pashyati Sarvatra. Mam Sarvatra Pashyati is like seeing God in and through everything. Sarvam cha mai pashyati. He sees everything in God, God in everything. Where the God is no more a name or a form. With the same consciousness, with total upadhi, Ishvara. Like the wave can say, ocean is everywhere. In the ocean, everything exists. Say, in water everything exists. Say, in the ocean everything exists. It doesn't matter. Only ocean is, water is. Wave doesn't exist independent of water or ocean. Say, Brahman is, Brahma sansparshamalavate. Brahman, consciousness all-pervasive is, or Saguna Brahma, Brahman with all names and form. Together, Ishvara is. Of which everybody is an inseparable part. For such a person, tasyaham na pranasyami. Wonderful. Hey Arjuna, aham tasya na pranasyami. I am tasya aham na pranasyami. For him, I am never lost sight of. Sacha me na pranasyati. Neither ever I can lose sight of him. Both ways. See the beauty? One who was told whenever somebody was teaching us, say, very beautiful. Say, the one who given this word is an honorable person, in a sense. Sachamena pranasya. This is the words, declaration. Sachamena pranasyati. I don't lose on him, I don't lose the hold on him, nor he loses hold on me. Jiva Ishvara. Complete picture. That is where bhakti, devotion becomes natural outcome of this wisdom. Tasyaham na pranasyami. Sachamena pranasyati. Where? At any time, any place, always with yourself. Always with Ishvara. That is why putting forth an effort to see God in a mountain top, went to a underground. Nice to go for sightseeing. To see God is a different thing. But if you don't have such a vision, but simply lazy, and therefore say, God is everywhere. Why? Because you are so fat, eating, you don't want to move. That is not, that's a perversion. You don't see yourself, you don't see God, but you say, oh, I am happy, closing my eyes. Why? Because lazy. No. Understand. Sarvabhutastamatman. Ikshate yoga yuktatma. Sarvatra samadarshana. This is sarvatma bhava. Sarvatra samadarshana. In all beings, samadarshana. Yoga yuktantakarana. Ikshate. What is that yoga? Atmanam sarvabhutastam pashyati. Sarvabhutani atmani pashyati. Sees himself in and through everything. Sees all the beings in himself. Awareness all pervasive. Samadarshana. This is sarvatma bhava. Sarvatma bhava means truth is here, they are everywhere. Nobody or nothing stands apart. Either in the formless Brahman or in form Ishvara. In both the places, everybody is one and the same. That is why this tradition becomes so effortless to accept every form of God. Somebody says it is only a man, never a woman. All right. It's only a woman, never a man. That also is fine. No man, no woman is a light. Okay. No, it's not a light. None of these things, they are formless. Okay, that also is right. No, it is in a stone. Yes, it is in a stone. But it's only in the trees also. It's okay in the trees. None of these places. Yes, none of these places. Everything is fine. One who is everything, what shall he say? To which concept he shall say no? Are you getting that? Ocean is in the wave also? Yes. In the froth? Yes. Nice little teddy? Some little whirlpool? Yeah, that also is there. In the depth of the ocean? Yes. What is this? Yeah, people can't accept it. When a person cannot accept, listen carefully, when a person cannot accept that wave as the ocean, what shall you tell him? Is the limitation of the wave or limitation of his perception? When a person cannot accept the finite as infinity, listen carefully, when a person cannot accept the finite has the presence of infinity, it is not the mistake of the finite, it is the lack of vision. So many times I told you, India is here, this much is not India. Earth is here, this much is not earth. Universe is here, this much is not universe. God is here, this much is not God. But you can't escape the presence of totality. Call it Ishvara, call it Deva, Devi, Brahman, Atma, Chet, anything you say. Sarvatra Samadarshana. You see same thing in all the beings. Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra. Thus, now he alternates between word Brahman and Ishvara. Sarvabhutastam Atmanam Pashyati, Atmani Pashyati. Sarvabhutastam Atmanam. Sees Atmanam, Sarvabhutastam. Sees himself in all the beings. Sarvabhutani Atmani. Sees all beings in himself. Or Mam Sarvatra Pashyati. Bhagavan as Bhagavan, Krishna says. Sees God, me in all the beings. Sarvam cha mai pashyati. Sees all the beings in God. Both language, one and the same. Tasyaham, for such a person, tasya aham na pranasyami. At no time he loses hold on me. All the time it is God-centered living. Call it God-centered, truth-centered, abiding in himself. He never loses sight of himself. And therefore never loses sight of God. Tasya aham na pranasyami. Sacha mena pranasyati. I do not lose hold on him. this part of it is always true, whether I like it or not. Aham tasyana pranasya, sachamena pranasyati. Bhagavan says, sachamena pranasyati. I never lose hold on him. That is true whether you recognize or not. But when you recognize, sachamena pranasyati, tasya aham na pranasyami, tasya. When you recognize that at no time I lose hold on him, that is our responsibility. Not to lose hold on myself, not to lose hold on me. You don't have to say, why God is abandoning. God never can abandon. He is stuck with you. You know, that is the beauty of this vision, this devotion, where you say, hey God, you are stuck. You know, if the limitation of the man is, he can't be simultaneously present at two different places. You are here, no? You are here. Your body is here means here, not even there. For Ishvara, if you can't be simultaneously at two different places, that is your limitation. The limitation of limitless God is, he can't withdraw himself from any place. He can't withdraw himself from here. He's stuck with me. So what? Take care, or else you suffer. It's a lovely thing. If you say that, that is why this devotional song, Maili Chadar Ghod ke set paas tumhare aao. Beautiful. Kabir Das, the way when you say that, this is the highest devotion. So if I say it is his, shall I give him a dirty offering of a cloth, of a body? No, let it be nice. Shall I make it drunk and send it to him? Shall I make it alcoholic body and give it to him? When you want to give something to somebody, what do? When you bring, suppose you borrow somebody's book, you borrow somebody's plate, you borrow somebody's cup, you borrow somebody's radio, you borrow somebody's something. If you are a sensitive owner, borrower, what do? You borrow something. But if you are sensitive, you clean it up nicely, do everything, return it better looking. Why? Grateful for using. Now this body is borrowed from the universe, borrowed from Ishvara for a few years. So keep it nice, very nice. Borrowed sense organs, borrowed thoughts, borrowed mind. So keep it beautiful. Why? Ultimately, let's go back to him. Don't make him feel bad that he has lent you something which you misused. You take my car and you crash it and die. How do I feel? I lent you my car. I thought you will have a nice time, but you crashed and died. What shall I feel? What to do? Well, you waste. But another person uses beautifully, gives back my car, himself bye-bye. Wow! Think of that. So devotion of highest kind. Tasyaham na pranasyami. Sachamena pranasya. It's not, that is why in this Upanishadic Vedic tradition, what do? When shall you worship? 24 hours, 365 days. Not Saturday afternoon, Monday morning, Wednesday evening. 24 hours, 365 days worship. Not half an hour marking presence with God, then 23 and a half hours crook. Half an hour marking presence with God. Elaborate. Like nowadays people do that. The temple is a big money spinning industry, like happiness industry, temple industry, selling Bhagavad Gita, selling meditation. Nowadays, in today's commercial world, everything can be sold. Gods, of course. Devotion. Understand? 365 days, 24 hours. Always you are with yourself. Sachamena pranasyati, tasya ahamna pranasya. So, Bhagavan keeps his side of the bargain. Sachamena pranasyati. I never lose sight of him, God says. And it's true. Oh, but, how come then I was drinking and I became drunk? He has to respect his law. When I was drinking, why didn't he snatch the bottle from my hand? He had to give you a massage also, no? The people have the silliest expression. That is, when you go to Bhagavan, Ishvara, we shall see that is coming. The grand entry into the verse now. It's a beautiful diver, simply you are gliding into the absolute cosmic theme now. It will come after few verses, we will get into that. You want to give something to God? Find out what He doesn't have. He is everything, He has everything. She is everything, she has everything. Why should he use the only he? What is only a he? Who said that? But then if you say that, some fellows will feel offended. What is a she? How can she be a woman? God cannot be a woman. No? Is a formless. What's wrong with forms? What's wrong with the formless either? Everything is okay. Now if you want to give him or give her something, offer, find out what he doesn't have. Everything he is, she is, everything he has, she has. Only one thing he doesn't have, she doesn't have is you. Now who wants to offer something to him? In his arrogance, thinking that he can give something. What is yours to give? First thing, what is yours to give? Nothing is yours. So what are you going to give? Number one. Number two. First thing. There is nothing yours to give. You want to give? That is the only thing you can give. Why? You are the one separate from totality. So you can offer yourself. But what does the I individuality offers? Everything except himself. He offers a kingdom, he offers a kiritam, he offers a temple, he offers a tube light, he offers a golden crown, offers everything except himself, so that he can be proud. You see, God, that 100 crore, now recently one man gave to Tirupati temple, 45 crore rupees crown. Good, nice. That's his forms of devotion. It doesn't matter to us. 45 crores. It's easy to give everything. Very difficult to give up yourself. It's very easy to give everything. Why? Because he is not you. It's very easy to give up everything. Just start with your body. It's very easy to give up everything on your body. Your body to be sacrificed. The most difficult moment is when your body is going to be killed. Suppose before your body is going to be killed, it says, remove your coverings. Easy. Body to be killed. Everything you want to give, easy. Yourself? Why? Because you depend on that identity for your existence. When a person gives up that, Ishvara alone is existing. Like Bali did not give, so Vishnu takes it like a story. Individuality is given. So, what is that you can give? Only yourself. And that is the only thing to be given. But already other things he has. A flower doesn't have a sense of separation to be offered to him. Why are you plucking the flower from the tree to give it to him? On the tree itself is his worship. That is why in Indian tradition you shall see certain drabya yajna, certain puja involving so many things. Certain puja, only mudra. Only with mudra the worship is over. Bring the food, just all with the hands. Mala, everything with the hands. Everything is over. No object is involved. Like Dakshinamurti, just with a mudra. No book is involved. Finished. Rich, so rich tradition. With things, without it. With words, without it. With books, without it. Tasyam na pranasyami. Sachamera pranasyati. Here Arjuna, he never loses hold on me, I don't lose hold on him. Sarvat bhava. Ishvara, here, there, everywhere. We shall see. I don't want to get into the other one. Say, okay, just finish it. It's so beautiful. The last one on the line, very beautiful. Oh, there are 2 verses, just read it. We'll see. Sarva bhuta sthitam yo mam bhajanti bhajatyekatvam astitah sarvatha vartamanopi sayogi mai vartate atmaupamyena sarvatra samam pashyati arjuna sukham va yadi va dukkham sayogi paramo matah sarva bhuta sthitam yo mam bhajatyekatvam astitah sarvatha vartamanopi sayogi mai vartate atmaupamyena sarvatra samam pashyati arjuna sukham va yadi va dukkham sayogi paramo matah. Like that, please see that. So, all these 4 verses talks about sarvatma bhava. Truth here, truth there, truth everywhere. As I told you, many people talk about, seer is not the seen, I am not what I see. But the culmination is not only what I am is not what I see, but also I am all that is seen, heard, tasted, touched, smelled. Sarvat. So that at no time there is a sense of separation from the universe. When you have no sense of separation from the universe, in the body of God you cannot pass. There is no death in the embrace of the totality. No wave can die in the body of ocean. No dust can die in the body of the universe. No individual can pass in the body of Ishvara. It's only a change. From the standpoint of the physical body, just a change taking place. You are never dying. That is why Vigatavi, fear of death disappears. Fear of any loss disappears. There is no fear of happiness, fear of loss of happiness, loss of satisfaction. No. You are always with yourself. And if you look from the standpoint of body, Ishvara alone. Sarvabhutasthamaatmanam sarvabhutani chatmani yomam pasyati sarvatra. She is me everywhere. Sarvam chamai pasyati. She is everything in me, Ishvare. So, if you speak the language of Atma, Brahma, or you speak the language of Ishvara, all the 3 one and the same. What a tradition, huh? Initiates you an existence which is already there. The scripture doesn't make you immortal. The teacher doesn't create a God. The scripture doesn't create Ishvara. Understand? Like no science book creates gravity. No geography book creates a country. No astronomy creates a solar system. They are already existing. Dangerous books are those which creates a God of their own. Understand? The dangerous book is, it creates a God of its own and you have to accept it. Abba. It shall not accept any logic, no reason, no rhyme. Book becomes infallible. Person becomes infallible. That time it becomes extremely dangerous. Understand? You imagine an identity of an individual and you say, this is what you are. Another person shows you who you are. That is why when you give an artificial branding to a person, you are a follower of this religion, that religion, first and last. You know what you are doing? You are destroying a human being, making him subservient to a particular role, a particular branding. When in the Vedic, Upanishadic tradition, it helps you to be yourself, takes you away from the individuality itself. Most of the time, the individuality is branded with an identity. So for you to become follower of a particular faith or religion become more important than being a human being or yourself. That is why fanaticism kills, stings, destroys. So dangerous. You create a division where there is no division. That is why you want to convert people. Convert them apparently from finite to infinity. Don't give another finite identity. Help him to recognize himself, which is beyond caste, creed, sex, race, religious identity of any kind. What a beauty. Sarvam cha mai pashyati. Sees everything in me in everything. Call it Atma, Brahma, Ishvara, whatever you like. Sarvabhutastham mam ekatvam astita yo bhajati yah bhajati. One who sees Sarvabhutastham ekastham mam pashyati. One who sees me in all the beings. Why all the beings? Whoever says I, who are you? Everybody begins with the word I. Who are you? It's a universal first name. There is no American I, Indian I, European I, Australian I, Muslim I, Hindu I, Christian I, Jain I, Buddhist I, male I, female I. And that is same in all the beings. Meaning of the word I. Aham pratyaya gochara. Same in all the beings. See the beauty? When everybody says I, the attempt is to take you beyond that word, give you the meaning of the word I. And another person's identification, other person's attempt is, who are you? When you say I, he puts on something. You are follower of this. Gives an identity. Are you understanding the defect? When somebody says I, you are leading him to the source. Another person, who are you? I. Then he puts you into another identity. You understand what divisions you create where there is non-existent, the division that is non-existent, you are creating a division. That is why in your so-called idea of accepting every religion doesn't solve the problem. Why? It's like accepting division. It's like giving a sanction to a division there, as though that is also a truth. That is not the truth. That is why these silly statements, all religions speak the same truth, all the religions speak of same God. For most religions, gods even don't exist. Why is the question of talking of same God? And the same God also doesn't exist, because the person talks about something. This is the only God. Whereas in this knowledge, there is no conflict of any kind. Everything is accepted. Since everything is accepted, look at where the Vedic tradition, as though losing out, it's like God being helpless. You tell God, no, my limitation is I can be simultaneously two places. Your limitation is you are stuck with me. So now the fellow can become arrogant. Like that. You, the one who says truth is everywhere, accepted everything, he has to accept another person that this is the only truth. Now, that must be accepted as the truth also. It's so difficult. That this is the only truth. What nonsense. You are losing yourself in an identity. Please. So see yourself first. Help everybody to go to the source of the I. Identities are identities. Nothing to be superior, inferior, nothing. Ekatvam astita bhajati. Such a person, sarvatha vartamanopi. Here Arjuna, sarva prakarehi vartamanopi. Even though engaging himself in all types of activity. Sarvatha vartamanopi, living with the body, living with the sense organs, pasyan, shunvan, spushan, jigran, or walking, ruling the country, cooking the food, interacting with people, doing everything. Sarvatha vartamanopi. Sayogi mai vartate. All times he is in me, established in himself. Jnananistha, Ishwaranistha, Brahmanistha. Call it Atmanistha, Brahmanistha, Ishwaranistha, whatever you say. Always abides in himself. And Atmaupomena Sarvatra Samam Parshyati Arjuna. We shall see tomorrow. Arjuna, one who sees, Atmaupomena Sarvatra Parshyati, sees everything he looks as himself. Everything he sees as himself. Sukhamba yadiva dukham. We'll see it tomorrow. It's very beautiful. Sayogi maivar paramo mata. Understand that yogi parama, the supreme. One who sees himself in all the beings. Atma upamena. Sukhamba dukhamba. Whatever gives him happiness, he knows. Whatever gives him happiness, gives the other same thing, or gives others happiness. Therefore, he does not deny other things to, doesn't deny things to others which he himself does. What considers unhappiness for him, inconvenience for him, he will never give that inconvenience to somebody. Why? If it is inconveniencing me, it will inconveniencing him also. Just live with this attitude and see. Whatever inconveniences me shall inconvenience somebody. You cannot sleep with a hot room. But you tell, what is wrong with the hot room? You cannot go starving for a day. But you tell person, what is there? Only 2 days you starve. So what? There are people starving 20 days. People starving 20 days. How many days you are starving? Never, no? So don't talk nonsense. That is why we shall see tomorrow. There is no perversion allowed. It's so beautiful. You become such a sensitive person. If you feel uncomfortable with certain thing, you don't make other person go through that. If I won't like somebody talking nonsense about me, I don't talk nonsense about anybody. If I don't like being inconvenienced, I will not inconvenience anybody. Why? I am and the other person, both one and the same. We'll see of it tomorrow. But all because of Ishvara also, devotion comes up. The truth here, truth there, truth everywhere. Close your eyes, please.